The golden rays of bright daylight cascade across the pristine entrance of an upscale American suburban gated community, creating a picture-perfect scene that epitomizes the idealized vision of neighborhood living. The entrance stands as a grand, welcoming statement to all who approach, with meticulously landscaped lawns stretching symmetrically on both sides of the paved driveway. Each blade of grass appears individually crafted, displaying vivid emerald green tones that contrast beautifully against the warm beige tones of the decorative stone pillars flanking the entryway. Dominating the foreground is a large, professionally crafted sign mounted between two elegant brick columns topped with classic lantern-style light fixtures. The sign prominently displays bold lettering that reads Lakeside Community HOA in deep navy blue against a crisp white background, with subtle decorative flourishes adding an air of sophistication and official authority. The topography is clean and easily readable, designed to make a lasting first impression on residents and visitors alike. Beyond the entrance gate, the community unfolds like a carefully planned dream. Winding roads curve gently through the neighborhood, lined with mature trees whose leaves shimmer in various shades of green under the clear sky above. The sky itself is a brilliant canvas of azure blue, dotted with a few wispy white clouds that add depth without obscuring the abundant sunlight bathing the entire scene. In the background, partially visible through the open security gate and between the strategically placed ornamental shrubs, lies a serene lake. Its surface reflects the sky and surrounding trees like a mirror, adding a tranquil water element that justifies the community's lakeside naming. The lake's presence suggests premium property values and exclusive amenities reserved for HOA members only. The architectural style throughout maintains consistency: colonial and craftsman-inspired homes with well-maintained facades, manicured hedges, and decorative mailbox posts. Every element screams order, conformity, and community standards enforced by the HOA. The vivid colors pop with saturation green lawns, blue water, white clouds, and warm earth tones, creating a semi-realistic digital art aesthetic that feels both aspirational and slightly idealized. This high-definition scene captures the essence of American suburbia at its most polished, the kind of neighborhood where rules matter, appearances count, and the HOA holds significant influence over daily life. It's beautiful, inviting, and subtly hints at the underlying tensions that come with such controlled environments. The scene captures a moment of pure shock and bewilderment in a suburban backyard bathed in brilliant bright daylight. The sky stretches endlessly overhead in a flawless expanse of vivid blue, completely clear without a single cloud. The bright sun casts sharp, well-defined shadows across the landscape, illuminating every detail with stunning high-definition clarity in this semi-realistic digital art style. At the center of the composition stands a homeowner, completely frozen in stunned disbelief. Their body language screams confusion and mounting anger, one hand raised to their head in a gesture of shock, the other hanging limply at their side. Their mouth hangs slightly open, eyes wide with disbelief as they stare at the impossible sight that has appeared overnight. They're dressed in casual weekend clothing, suggesting they've just discovered this shocking development while stepping outside for their morning routine, perhaps to enjoy the peaceful backyard they've always treasured. The focal point of this dramatic scene is the freshly constructed wooden fence that now cuts ruthlessly across what was once an uninterrupted expanse of lush, emerald green lawn. The fence appears to have been erected hastily but built professionally, featuring evenly spaced vertical wooden planks stained a rich reddish-brown color that contrasts sharply with the green grass. Fresh-cut lumber is still visible at the support posts and cross beams, the wood looking new and raw in places, clearly indicating recent construction. Scattered throughout the grass like warning signs are bright orange survey flags mounted on thin net stakes planted at regular intervals along the disputed line. These fluorescent markers stand out starkly against the perfectly manicured lawn, indicating where someone has supposedly measured and marked property boundaries. The flags flutter slightly in a gentle breeze, adding subtle dynamic movement to the otherwise tense scene. Behind the newly erected wooden barrier, visible just beyond the contested property line, lies the tranquil neighborhood lake that makes this community so desirable. The water shimmers and sparkles under the bright sunlight, creating a cruel irony. The beautiful lake view that the homeowner once enjoyed freely from their backyard is now separated from them by this unwelcome wooden wall. The lake's serene Presence in the background adds visual depth and emphasizes exactly what's at stake in this emerging property dispute. The backyard itself shows clear signs of regular care and meticulous maintenance. The grass is cut to perfection, displaying a vibrant green color that suggests consistent watering and professional landscaping. A few mature trees provide partial shade around the perimeter, their leaves rustling gently in the breeze. Sounding suburban homes with their characteristic beige and tan exteriors are visible in the distance, creating the quintessential American suburbia setting where such neighborhood conflicts can have lasting social repercussions. Every element is rendered with vivid colors and high-definition clarity. The bright green lawn, the jarring orange survey flags, the rich brown wooden fence, the brilliant blue sky and shimmering lake water, all contributing to a scene that captures the precise moment when peaceful suburban life is suddenly disrupted, setting the stage for the property rights battle that will unfold. The camera zooms in for an intimate close-up of an official-looking warning sign firmly attached to the newly erected wooden fence. Bathed in brilliant bright daylight that makes every detail crystal clear, the sky above remains a flawless expanse of vivid blue, completely cloudless, casting sharp, well-defined light across the entire scene in this high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. The sign itself dominates the frame, professionally printed on weather-resistant white material with bold, authoritative black lettering that clearly reads HOA common area or restricted access in a formal, sans-serif font. The text is crisp and unmistakable, designed to convey official authority and legal weight. Below the main text, smaller print displays additional information about violations and penalties, though these details blur slightly at the edges, suggesting the overwhelming nature of bureaucratic language. The sign is secured to the wooden fence with metal screws at each corner, mounted perfectly level with military precision. The wooden fence planks behind the sign show their fresh construction clearly, the reddish-brown stained wood displays visible grain patterns and the slight roughness of new lumber. The vertical planks are evenly spaced and professionally aligned, indicating this was not an amateur job but an official HOA enforcement action. Small wood splinters and fresh nail holes are visible around the sign's mounting points, evidence of its recent installation. In the soft focus background, the tranquil neighborhood lake shimmers under the bright sunlight, its blue waters creating a stark contrast to the confrontational message of the sign. The lake's presence behind the fence adds painful irony to the scene. This beautiful natural feature that should enhance the homeowner's property value and enjoyment has been transformed into forbidden territory, a common area from which they're now restricted. The surrounding suburban backyard elements frame the composition, patches of emerald green grass visible at the edges of the frame, the suggestion of mature trees casting dappled shadows, and glimpses of neighboring homes with their characteristic beige and tan American suburbia architecture. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with intensity of the white sign, black text, brown wood, green grass, and blue water, all rendered with high-definition clarity. This keyframe represents the formalization of the conflict, transforming a property dispute into an official HOA enforcement action. The sign serves as both a physical barrier and a symbolic declaration of authority, marking the moment when neighborhood disagreement becomes institutional confrontation. The scene unfolds inside a cozy suburban kitchen bathed in warm bright daylight streaming through large windows, casting gentle rectangular patterns of light across the checkered floor tiles. The sky visible through the window remains a perfect, vivid blue, completely clear, maintaining the consistent atmosphere of American suburbia rendered in high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. At the center of the composition sits the homeowner at a modest wooden kitchen table, their expression a mixture of concern, frustration, and growing determination. Their face shows the weight of the situation, furrowed brows, tightened lips, and eyes intensely focused on the official document spread before them. One hand rests on the table while the other holds the edge of the letter, fingers slightly tense, revealing the emotional impact of this bureaucratic confrontation. The official whole letter lies prominently displayed on the table's surface, its crisp white paper contrasting sharply with the warm wood tones. At the top of the document, a bold header in authoritative black font clearly reads Community Notice in large, imposing letters that demand attention. Below the header, the letterhead displays the Lakeside Community Hall logo and official contact Information, printed in professional blue and black ink that conveys institutional authority. The body of the letter contains dense paragraphs of formal legal language, though the specific text blurs slightly, suggesting the overwhelming complexity of HOA regulations and property law jargon. The kitchen interior reflects typical American suburban life: warm beige walls, wooden cabinets with a honey-coloured finish, a stainless steel refrigerator visible in the background, and small decorative touches like a fruit bowl on the counter and a potted plant on the windowsill. Morning light floods through the window above the sink, illuminating dust particles dancing in the air and creating a peaceful domestic setting that contrasts sharply with the stressful content of the official notice. On the table beside the letter sit additional items that tell the story of the homeowner's response: a steaming cup of coffee gone cold, forgotten in the shock of reading the notice, a pen ready for taking notes, and perhaps other property documents scattered nearby. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with clarity: the white paper, dark text, warm wood tones, beige walls, and bright daylight, all rendered in stunning high-definition detail. This keyframe captures the moment when the property dispute becomes official and personal, transforming from a physical fence in the backyard to formal written confrontation that will require action, research, and determination to resolve. The scene presents a serene and idyllic backyard patio bathed in brilliant bright daylight, capturing the peaceful beauty that the homeowner is fighting to preserve. The sky stretches overhead in a flawless expanse of vivid blue, completely clear, without a single cloud, creating the perfect backdrop for this quintessential American suburban paradise rendered in stunning high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. In the foreground, a comfortable patio area invites relaxation and contemplation. Two cushioned outdoor chairs with weather-resistant fabric in neutral tones face toward the lake, positioned on a clean concrete or stone patio surface. Between them sits a small side table, perhaps holding a refreshing drink or a good book, suggesting moments of peaceful enjoyment. The patio is bordered by well-maintained landscaping, colorful flower beds with blooming perennials in shades of pink, purple, and white add vibrant pops of color against the green foliage. The trimmed grass of the backyard stretches out before the patio like a lush emerald carpet, cut to perfection and displaying a vibrant green color that speaks to regular care and attention. The lawn is expansive and uninterrupted in this view, showing what the property looked like before the fence dispute: open, free, and connected to the natural beauty beyond. Mature trees with full leafy canopies provide dappled shade down the perimeter, their branches swaying gently in a light breeze, adding movement and life to the tranquil scene. Beyond the backyard lies the neighborhood lake, the crown jewel of this suburban community. The water shimmers and sparkles under the bright sunlight, with gentle ripples catching the light and creating a mesmerizing dance of reflections on the surface. The lake appears clean and well-maintained, its blue waters contrasting beautifully with the green landscaping that surrounds it. A few waterfowl might glide peacefully across the surface, adding to the sense of natural harmony. On the far side of the lake, other suburban homes are visible, their beige and tan exteriors with brown tiled roofs characteristic of American suburbia architecture. These homes are nestled among mature trees and manicured lawns, creating a sense of community and shared appreciation for the waterfront setting. Palm trees and other decorative landscaping dot the shores, adding visual interest and depth to the background. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with stunning clarity: the emerald green grass, the brilliant blue sky and water, the colorful flowers, the warm beige homes, and the golden sunlight, all rendered in high-definition detail. This keyframe represents what's at stake: not just property lines, but the peaceful enjoyment of home, the connection to nature, and the suburban dream that motivated the homeowner to purchase in this lakeside community. The scene shifts to a dedicated home office space bathed in warm bright daylight streaming through a large window, casting soft rectangular patterns of light across a polished wooden desk surface. The sky visible through the window remains a perfect vivid blue, completely clear, maintaining the consistent atmosphere of American suburbia rendered in high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. At the center of the composition sits the homeowner, their expression one of intense focus and determination. Furrowed brows and concentrated eyes scan the documents spread before them, while one hand rests thoughtfully on their chin and the other points to a specific section of the property survey. Their posture suggests long hours of research and analysis. perhaps with rolled-up sleeves and slightly disheveled appearance indicating dedication to resolving this dispute. The desk surface is covered with official property documents spread out like puzzle pieces waiting to be assembled. The central document is a detailed boundary map showing precise property lines, dimensions, and survey markers. The map displays technical drawings with measurement annotations, compass directions, and clearly marked lot boundaries in professional blue and black ink. Red circles and highlighted sections indicate the disputed area where the HOA fence was incorrectly placed. Surrounding the main survey are additional documents, deed records, title insurance papers, previous correspondence with the HOA, and handwritten notes with calculations and legal references. A magnifying glass rests nearby, suggesting careful examination of fine print and technical details. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with clarity. The white papers, dark text, colorful map markings, warm wood desk tones, and bright daylight all rendered in stunning high-definition detail. The home office setting reflects organized professionalism, bookshelves filled with reference materials, a comfortable ergonomic chair, adequate lighting, and minimal distractions. This environment shows the homeowner's serious approach to fighting for their property rights through documentation and legal research rather than emotional confrontation. This keyframe represents the turning point where the homeowner takes control of the situation through knowledge and preparation, gathering the evidence needed to prove their ownership and challenge the HOA's incorrect property boundary claims. The scene transitions to a modern home office environment, illuminated by brilliant bright daylight pouring through large windows. The sky outside remains a flawless vivid blue, completely clear, reinforcing the consistent atmosphere of American suburbia rendered in high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. The room is filled with natural light that bounces off white walls, creating an airy and productive atmosphere suitable for detailed research. Shadows are sharp and defined, indicating the sun is high in the sky, casting a warm glow over the workspace. Dominating the foreground is a large, sleek computer monitor displaying a county property database interface. The screen glows with crisp clarity, showing a digital GIS geographic information system map. Bright green parcels outline property boundaries, with bold red lines marking the homeowner's specific lot parcel numbers, acreage details, and ownership. Records are visible in sharp black text against white data fields. Of the website header displays the county seal in official colors, lending authority to the information being uncovered. Zoomed-in sections show precise boundary lines that contradict the HOA's fence placement, revealing the error clearly. A mouse cursor hovers over a specific coordinate, highlighting the exact point of contention seated before the screen. The homeowner leans forward with intense focus. The reflection of the digital map glimmers in their eyes, highlighting their concentration. Their fingers hover over the keyboard, mid-search, capturing the exact moment of digital discovery. Their expression is one of determined validation. Knowing this electronic evidence is crucial for their case, they wear casual home attire, reinforcing the personal nature of this battle fought from within their own sanctuary. There is a sense of quiet triumph in their posture as the truth becomes visible. The modern desk setup is clean and organized, reflecting a methodical approach. A wireless mouse, a notepad with handwritten notes referencing parcel numbers, and a pen lie nearby on the smooth wooden surface. The wood grain of the desk is visible in high definition. Warmed by the sunlight, a small potted plant adds a touch of life to the tech-focused scene. Behind the desk, bookshelves filled with binders suggest thorough preparation and dedication to resolving the issue correctly. Sunlight creates a rim light effect on the homeowner's hair and shoulders, separating them from the background. Vivid colors pop throughout the composition: the cool blue of the database header, the vibrant green of the map parcels, the warm wood tones of the desk, and the brilliant white of the daylight. Outside the window, green trees and neighboring roofs are visible, grounding the digital search in the physical reality of the neighborhood. This keyframe represents the digital verification of truth, where technology empowers the homeowner to challenge institutional authority with hard data. The scene captures a tense moment of official confrontation in a suburban backyard under brilliant bright daylight. The sky stretches overhead in a flawless expanse of vivid blue, completely clear without a single cloud, casting sharp, well-defined Shadows across the landscape in this high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. Three figures dominate the composition as they walk along the contentious backyard fence line, engaged in serious discussion about the property boundary dispute. Two HOA board members lead the inspection, a middle-aged man in a crisp polo shirt with the Lakeside Community Hall logo embroidered on the chest, and a woman in professional business casual attire carrying a clipboard with official documents. Both wear expressions of authority mixed with slight uncertainty, suggesting they're beginning to question the validity of the HOA's position. Their body language is formal and measured, befitting their roles as community enforcers, yet there's a hint of discomfort in their postures. Accompanying them is a security guard in a distinctive reflective vest over a dark uniform, adding an element of official enforcement to the scene. The guard carries a radio on their shoulder and walks slightly behind the board members, hands clasped behind their back in a professional stance. Their presence emphasizes the seriousness with which the HOA has approached this property dispute. The newly erected wooden fence runs prominently through the scene, its reddish-brown stained planks and fresh construction clearly visible. The fence line cuts across the emerald green lawn, creating a jarring geometric intrusion into the organic backyard space. Orange survey flags still dot the grass at intervals, marking the disputed boundary that has become the center of this neighborhood conflict. Behind the inspection party, the tranquil neighborhood lake shimmers under the bright sunlight, its blue waters creating a peaceful backdrop that contrasts sharply with the tense human drama unfolding in the foreground. The lake's presence reminds viewers what's truly at stake, not just property lines, but access to natural beauty and community amenities. Surrounding suburban homes with their characteristic beige and tan exteriors and brown-tiled roofs frame the background, establishing the quintessential American suburbia setting. Neighbors can be seen in the distance, some watching the inspection with curiosity, highlighting how property disputes become neighborhood spectacles. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with stunning clarity: the green lawn, brown fence, blue sky and water, the security guard's reflective vest, and the warm tones of suburban architecture, all rendered in high-definition detail. This keyframe represents the peak of institutional pressure before the homeowner's evidence turns the tide of the dispute. The scene captures a triumphant moment of confrontation and resolution in a suburban backyard bathed in brilliant bright daylight. The sky stretches overhead in a flawless expanse of vivid blue, completely clear without a single cloud, casting sharp, well-defined shadows across the landscape in this high-definition semi-realistic digital art style. At the center of the composition stands the homeowner, transformed from the shock figure of earlier scenes into a confident advocate for their property rights. Their posture is upright and assured, shoulders back, chin held high with quiet dignity. One arm extends forward, offering a printed survey document to the HOA board members with steady determination. Their expression shows a mixture of relief, vindication, and controlled satisfaction, the culmination of weeks of research, document gathering, and persistent effort finally paying off. The printed survey document is prominently displayed, its white paper crisp and professional. Clear boundary lines, measurement annotations, and official surveyor stamps are visible on the page, providing undeniable evidence of the homeowner's rightful property ownership. The document represents truth backed by legal authority, a tangible weapon against institutional overreach. Facing the homeowner are the same two HOA board members from the previous inspection scene, but their demeanor has dramatically shifted. Their expressions now show genuine surprise and perhaps dawning realization of their mistake. The male board member's eyes are wide, eyebrows raised, mouth slightly open in disbelief. The female board member grips her clipboard more tightly, her confident posture from earlier scenes now replaced with uncertainty and embarrassment. The exchange glances that communicate their growing understanding that the HOA's position was incorrect. The security guard stands slightly behind the board members, hands no longer clasped behind their back but resting at their sides, observing the exchange with neutral professionalism. Their presence no longer feels threatening but rather observational. As if they recognize the tide has turned, the contentious wooden fence runs through the background, its reddish-brown planks now appearing as a temporary mistake rather than a permanent barrier behind it. The tranquil neighborhood lake shimmers under the bright sunlight, its blue waters sparkling with promise of restored access. Orange survey flags still dot the emerald green lawn, but they now mark the path to resolution rather than conflict. Surrounding suburban homes with their characteristic beige and tan exteriors frame the background, establishing the quintessential American suburbia setting where this drama has unfolded. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with stunning clarity of the green lawn, brown fence, blue sky and water, white survey document, and warm architectural tones all rendered in high-definition detail. This keyframe represents the turning point where preparation meets confrontation, where documented truth triumphs over institutional assumption, and where a homeowner's persistence begins to restore justice to their property rights. The scene concludes with a powerful image of restoration and peace, set in the suburban backyard under brilliant bright daylight. The sky remains a flawless vivid blue, casting sharp, well-defined shadows across the landscape in this high-definition, semi-realistic digital art style. The atmosphere is significantly lighter now, the heavy tension of previous scenes replaced by a refreshing sense of rightful order returning to the property. The air seems clearer, the colors more vibrant, reflecting the resolution of the conflict. The sunlight bathes everything in a warm, golden glow that suggests a new beginning for the homeowner. In the midground, a professional team of construction workers is actively dismantling the contentious wooden fence. They wear high-visibility orange safety vests and sturdy work boots, their movements purposeful and efficient. One worker uses a power drill to remove screws from the reddish-brown stained planks, while another leverages a crowbar to lift a thick wooden post from the earth. Dust motes dance in the sunlight around them, highlighting the physical act of removal. Sections of the fence lie stacked neatly on the grass, no longer a barrier but simply piles of lumber awaiting disposal. The bright orange survey flags remain planted in the grass, but they now mark the true, legal boundary rather than a disputed line of conflict. The sound of work is implied through the dynamic poses of the laborers standing on the stone patio. In the foreground, the homeowner watches the process with a calm, serene expression. Their arms are relaxed at their sides, shoulders dropped, embodying a deep sense of relief and vindication. There is no anger left in their face, only the quiet satisfaction of justice served after a long struggle. They are dressed casually in comfortable weekend attire, enjoying the warm sun on their face, reclaiming their space not just legally but emotionally. A gentle breeze ruffles their hair as they stand grounded, no longer a victim of circumstance but the master of their domain. The peaceful demeanor contrasts with the active work behind them, showing that the battle is finally over. Behind the workers, the neighborhood lake is fully visible once more. Unobstructed by wooden planks, the water shimmers and sparkles under the bright sunlight, its blue surface stretching out toward the horizon. The visual connection between the backyard and the lake is restored, symbolizing the return of access and enjoyment. Surrounding suburban homes with beige and tan exteriors frame the background, their windows reflecting the sunlight. The vivid colors throughout the scene pop with stunning clarity. The emerald green lawn, the blue sky and water, the orange worker vests, and the warm architectural tones all rendered in high-definition detail. This final keyframe brings the narrative to a satisfying close. It visually confirms the victory of property rights over bureaucratic overreach. The removal of the fence signifies more than just construction work. It represents the restoration of harmony, the triumph of preparation over assumption, and the return of peace to this lakeside community home.